Hey, hey, boss. Hey, how are you today? It's your girl, LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Always excited to share things you can do to work on your money, marketing, and sales goals too, with strategy and intention. So, once again, I am here so we can continue our content honey conversations. This is day 23 of the 31-day content honey experience, right? So, I said to you every 3 days or so, I want to switch things up when it comes to our content creation conversations. Excuse me. There's another one coming. All right, there we go. Is that it? I think so. Hey, welcome, y'all. Welcome. I said every couple of days I want to switch things up, right? And so when it comes to content creation, you definitely have to learn how to get out of your own way and really figure out what's making this process hard for you. Because content creation is not something that most people like to do, right? Even those of us who get paid to do it, right? So we've got to unblock all of the challenges you've got around content creation to help you move forward. Hey there. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Hey, see, Jason is in the building. Welcome, welcome. So today, Wednesdays, is when I do my clarity calls with clients, and I've got another session coming up at 4. But I said I would pop on here so I can share some really quick things that you need to consider when it comes to working on your content, honey, right? So for the first work on conversation a few days ago, we talked about working on calendars, right? You can either say, girl, I don't have the time, or you can make the time to strategically put your content out there, right? So we talked about calendars, number one. Yesterday, we talked about number two, work on before you show up for them, show up for you, right? Shifting your mindset as to why you are coming online to share your content, right? Because a lot of times you're motivated either by, other people out there, or you're trying to prove something to them, or you're showing up because you want a whole bunch of people to see you and get that validation, the confirmation, the affirmation, all that stuff. And when you don't get the visibility, you feel it's a disability, right? You feel like, man, I'm doing this thing, but it's not working. So your mindset reasonings behind content creation starts to fizzle. Honestly, you're excited about doing these things, you do it, and then you don't get as much engagement as you want. And so the fire fizzles. And so I said to you last year at the beginning, or at some point last year, December, I committed to doing 1 year of every day showing up for live stream, not no matter who showed up, right? Not for them, but for me. Right. A process of creating discipline for myself, and strategically knowing that I wanted to hit personal goals outside of whatever it looked like or for other people, or outside of however many people were engaged with me in those moments, right? So that was number two. Today, number three, I want to talk about showing up as far as working on your content creation processes that drive you insane, like want you to tear your hair out, kind of crazy, right? So hey, Friendship, welcome, welcome. Calendar is definitely a struggle for me. Hey, Levon and I have a clarity call in literally 10 minutes. So awesome to see her here. Hey, Shanita. Visibility is not a disability, right? Do it for you. Discipline for the win. Absolutely. Absolutely. Welcome, my dears. Love it. I see you guys are popping in here on the Facebook and all the platforms that I've got sharing. So I want you to identify, and I saw somebody say that the calendar is a struggle. Today, I want you to identify those parts that are not working for you that you need to figure out a better way. Okay. So I said to you, when I wanted to commit myself to doing a year's worth of every single day doing these lives, I was like, okay, well, where's the resistance, LaShonda? And what I teach, by the way, and I mentor, one of the things that I do with clients is try to figure out where their resistance is so we can tackle the resistance, right? Ain't nothing going to change if something don't change. Right? So with me, because I'm one of my clients, I'm my first client, is I said, okay, well, if you want to do live streams every day and you keep telling yourself you can't find the time, it's a headache, it's frustrating. What are the hard parts of this content creation process for you, right? And once I identified those areas, I figured out how to make it easier. I was working with a client about 2, 3 weeks ago. I was about to say days ago, about 2, 3 weeks ago, because I do my clarity calls on Wednesdays. And she said, you know what, LaShonda, it's such a painful process for me to put my content on Facebook and to put my content on Instagram. And I said, okay, well, let's talk about how you do it. Right. And we spent some time just her letting me know all the labors that she was doing. And then I said, okay, well, there's an easier way to do that. There's an easier way to do that. Never again do that. And so she's like, oh my God, this is so helpful. Every month I have mastermind sessions, right? And I did a mastermind this month on Canva and creating content honey in Canva. And so I actually just got off the clarity call with one of my clients. We were doing a VIP session and I was teaching her how to do some things in her sales pages. And she said, oh my gosh, LaShonda, oh my gosh, that presentation you did was so great, because usually I do my presentations in PowerPoint and you taught us how to do set up slides and presentations in Canva. She's like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is so great. It's so amazing. And that content creation process for her, I gave her an easier way to do things, right? And so in this conversation around content honey, I can give you a ton of ideas as far as the kind of content you should create. But one of the things that you honestly have to work on before you get to creation is, where is the headache when it comes to create, right? Where do you feel like you're like, oh God? Because if it feels like a chore, and you know that in the past, if you've done this thing and it's just like, oh my God, this is so hard, and you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it, right? For those of you who do want to create content more, it's not just coming up with the ideas, it's creating processes that work better for you, right? I'm going to be honest with you. Like, for example, we're doing streaming, right now. And I am on multiple platforms. And I always tell you guys, I absolutely love the multi-broadcasting platform that I'm using right now. It's called StreamYard. And if you want to try it out through me, you can go to sizzlesense.com/SY, which stands for StreamYard, if you want to try out the platform through me and you've never tried it before. The exception of Instagram, because I'm on my iPhone recording on Instagram right now, but with the exception of that, everything else is happening via my StreamYard platform. Periscope, Facebook, Twitter, all the things, right? I say that to say, it used to be a painful process for me. I remember when Periscope came on the scene, I used to do my Periscope sessions. Then I used to go on my screen recorder, like, let's say I did an hour on Periscope, right? I would then go on the screen recorder, replay that hour, and record it so I could download that. Because back in the day, you couldn't download your Periscopes. Then I would edit that so I can make it cute and then upload it to Facebook and YouTube, because I couldn't, upload the, I couldn't easily upload the original file. I had to go through this arduous process. It was difficult. And as a techie person, as a designer, I could do it, but it was difficult. So I share these anecdotal stories with you because I want you to identify the specific areas in which, when you're trying to do content creation, it's a struggle. Because either you've got to do some research and take the time to find easier solutions, right? Or find people who know how to do that thing. And maybe you go, man, I see how they do that. It looks like whatever they're doing, maybe they've got an easier solution, and check out with them. Either they will tell you the solution because they're just nice like that, or maybe they've created a course or a service that you have to invest in, right? So like I said, I work with my mentees and they get on clarity calls with me. So whether it's a one-on-one webinar or a call, I'm helping them figure out things as far as how to do those things using my processes. I was actually on a call this morning. My first clarity call was this morning at 8:30, and I got clarity calls all day until 7. So I got like 5 more minutes with you guys before I drop off here. The first call, I was teaching one of my clients my process to putting together webinar presentations, right? As far as webinar content. And she was like, LaShonda, I have to do a 90-minute training. How do I do this training and then get people to buy my offer without giving them all of the information in my offer in this 90-minute training? I was like, okay, girl, I got you. This is how you break it all the way down, right? So either, again, figuring out how you're going to do this, doing some research. But again, the first thing you have to do is tackle the resistance. Where are you resistant when it comes to consistently showing up to do content creation? You got to work on the processes that are the hardest for you, because if it feels like a chore, you ain't going to do it, right? And my hubby and I, we were talking about, I don't know if you guys have ever seen these videos on either Facebook or YouTube of people who they're like in their industry, they're just like a boss, like, you know, they're a chef and they know how to like chop stuff up, and you're like, oh my god, how do you chop that thing up? Or they wrap gifts and it's like they flip flop flip, flip, and like in 2 seconds like the gift looks amazing. Like they've created these processes to doing these things, creating this content, and they've mastered all of these cool skills because they put in the effort, right? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. If you expect the hard, arduous, difficult processes that you've got, if you expect to continue doing those things or procrastinating to create content because you want to avoid doing those things, you're always going to find yourself in the same situation. So I do want to make sure that I pop in here and see what you guys have said to me, because I have a few more minutes before I drop off. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you so much. Feel free to tap on the hearts, on the likes, on the love. Give me that content currency. Of course, share this out. Sharing is caring. That's what it's all about. Time exhaustion. I do reporting all day in my 9 to 5, all day at a computer. It's exhausting, right? To say the least. And I'm mentally, exhausted, I think, or providing content throughout the day for my employer. So here's the deal. I always say that you never want to, and a lot of people, they make this mistake, right? They try to find the time versus make the time. And when you try to find the time, you try to squeeze in time. Like, let me try to do this after work. And then you've already invested all this energy into your boss, into your family, into everybody else. And you are trying to create this content, honey, at your lowest energy points. And a lot of people are unsuccessful. They're overwhelmed. They're frustrated because you're tired. You're 5 minutes into it, you tired, because you're choosing your lowest energy points, right? I always say focus on your high energy points. So for example, I wouldn't do this work after you come after work. I would do it on a day where you feel like you're well rested. You wake up, you say, unless the house is on fire, nobody bother me, and you're high energy and you're focused on that one thing. So I would, in those moments, say, okay, you know what? Either I'm going to make this time. So I've scheduled in my calendar. These are 2 days that I'm going to knock out content. If I can't do it in my house, I'm going to go and book a hotel room or, a shared space, so I can isolate myself enough while I'm fresh to make this happen. Mornings is when I'm freshest, right? Don't try to get to me at the late night hour because your baby curled up. My hubby, he works 12-hour shifts in the evening. And sometimes he'll be calling me at like 11 o'clock because that's when he eats his late night lunch. I'd be like, boy, text me. If I'm up, I will respond. If I'm not responding, I'm asleep. Don't be calling me in the middle of my doggone sleep because I'm out. Do not try to create content in your low energy periods. Focus on the high energy ones, right? True story, for real. How do I learn how much to share when I'm not sharing enough and when I'm sharing too much? I always say you tell the what, you sell the how. You can tell people what to do all day, every day, but your unique processes, that's what you sell. Hopefully that's helpful, because again, I have 1 minute before I have to get off here for my clarity call with Levon, but she here, she knows, she be good, right? I have a ton of content that I hid behind content creation excuse to move forward. Now I'm afraid I'll give it all away. I get you. It's all about strategy. And I talked to one of my clients about that this morning, how to give away a part of it, not all of it. It's all about strategy. This is a great message. Hey, Shanita. Carla is in the building. So glad I made a live. So needed to hear this. Awesome. My girl Levon is still in the building. We got to go. Me and Levon got to go. We got our clarity call. I have so many clients that I'm working with that I actually have shut down clarity calls and web services and all the things. So I'm only taking on a few more clients, and then I'm shutting everything down until March. I don't know if you heard, because I just need to focus on my existing people and clean up some stuff. So if you do want to work with me, I would say email me, sizzlesense@gmail.com. I have like less than 5 spaces left for people who do want either web services or clarity call time with me, because you got to lock it in now. Because once I'm done with the last of that, I'm shutting everything down officially until March, when I can say, I'm ready for some new folks. So just wanted to let you know that, number one. Number two, think about processes that are not working for you when it comes to content creation so you can get better at that. Number three, don't forget, turn on alerts and notifications so you can see when I'm live, so you can jump on here live with me, because we're going to continue to have this conversation around things that you should be working on over the course of the next couple of days, right? This is day 23 of the 31-day content honey conversations. All right, y'all. Time for me to go back to my clarity calls. Let's go, LaVon. See you on the call. Bye, y'all.